Today, at the beginning of the 21st century, the Armenian music is living a very important historical time period. The Armenian school of composers has improved and enhanced such that it enjoys worldwide recognition, which proves that the Armenians indeed have distinctive music, a belief held dearly by the classical Armenian composer Komitas. The Armenian music lived a Renaissance period at the end of the 19th century and beginning of the 20th century. Scattered all over the world by war, famine, and political turmoil, centers of the Armenian culture have often been outside Armenia. Two of these important centers were Constantinople and Transcaucasian cities, Yerevan, Tbilisi, and Baku. In the middle of the 19th century, Constantinople was one of the largest economical, political, and cultural centers for the Armenians. By the efforts of Armenian musicians like Gabriel Yeranyan, Yeria Tentesyan, Nicholas Tashjan, Tikran Chukhajian, and others, the Armenian music lived a new period of development. One of the most important contributions of these musicians, Aristakes Hovanesyan and Gabriel Yeranyan, was the publication of the Eastern Lyricism music in Istanbul during the years of 1957 and 1958. The activities of the Armenian Lyricism Company, founded by Gabriel Yeranyan, Nicholas Tashjan, and Tikran Chukhajian, were very beneficial to the spreading of Armenian music. The Sinanyan ensemble played an important role in the cultural life of Armenians in Istanbul. In 1861, it became a chamber orchestra conducted by Grigor Sinanyan, and in 1888-96, the ensemble worked as a symphony orchestra. The most prominent Armenian composer in the second half of the 19th century was Tikran Chukhajian. He was the first to compose Armenian opera and operettas. He was responsible for the foundation of Armenian professional classical music. In Istanbul, he was known as a pianist and conductor of the Symphony Orchestra Company, whose work was mainly related to the theater. He used to compose music for Eastern theater, directed by Malakian. Some examples of his works are Vartan Mamikonian, the Savior of Armenians, and Durian's Rose and Lily plays. He was the founder of the Armenian Music Theater. He composed the opera Arshak II, libretto by Terzian, which relates the story of the struggle of the king of Armenia, Arshak, against Persia. He has been often called the Armenian Verdi or Offenbach of Turkey. He shared the views of democracy and freedom of these composers. His Conspiracy of Arif, Kuyus Kehia, and especially Leblebuchi Horhor Agha were the first operettas in Armenia, which were very popular at the time. Chukhajian's talents remained unsurpassed in Western Armenia. The value of his work lies in the fact that his creations still manage to captivate the audiences of every generation. The composers of Eastern Armenia had an immense contribution to the Armenian music. The base of their compositions in the last quarter of the 19th century was the Armenian traditional music. One of the founders of professional music in Eastern Armenia is Christopher Karamuras. Starting from 1882, he worked in Tbilisi, recording and cultivating Armenian traditional and national patriotic music, and in 1885 he was the choral conductor of Armenian Traditional Music Choir. He was the first musician to introduce polyphonic singing in Armenian music. In a 17-year career, he established more than 90 choirs in different cities and gave more than 200 recitals. His major contribution is the cultivation of traditional, Kusan, and national patriotic songs. Such works include country songs, Can Gülüm, Alagyas, I Will Die For You, and city songs, My Rose Shoes and Modest Girl. He also refined and modified and performed Russian, Kurdish, Ukrainian, and Georgian songs. He worked on another opera called Lily, which he never completed. Others have also worked on the modification of traditional Armenian songs. Gennady Ghorghorian was such a figure. Besides his occupation with Caucasian Bayatins, he also recorded traditional songs. Later on, Nikos Tigranian cultivated Eastern Mughams, traditional Turkish music, Armenian and Georgian music, as well as the Gyumurvat traditional dances. Nikos Tigranian was the founder of piano music. He recorded traditional songs, dance music, mughams, and created their piano adaptations, as well as vocal adaptations of violin, chamber orchestra, symphony, and traditional instrumental ensembles. Alexander Spenterian used Tigranian's mughams, Heydarin, and Novuz Arabin in his Almas, meaning diamond, opera. Makar Yekmalyan was another prominent musicologist of Eastern Armenia who westernized the national music by utilizing the genre of cantata, symphonic, overture, and piano pieces. He was also a choral conductor. He was the conductor of the Nersesian School Choir, which was the first professional school choir. However, his most significant work was the harmonization of church mass music. His work of sacred singing, composed in 1896, initiated the formation of church choirs, which would not only perform church music, but secular music as well.